Marcus, we're here in Furness End. What's the big issue that's facing this community?
Well, as you can see here, there is a massive queue in traffic, and this is not peak time. At peak time, the traffic here is horrendous. It's an extremely busy junction, and the local residents are extremely concerned about the prospect of a massive commercial development just up the road at Daw Mill, which will really make this situation a whole lot worse.
Surely, though, if you're talking about a development like that, that'll create jobs and opportunity, so why the uproar?
Jobs are extremely important, and I'm all for creating new jobs, but the scale of this development that's being proposed is disproportionate on this area, and there are certainly not that many people that I can find locally in Arley and over Whittaker that are happy with what's being proposed. And there needs to be a rethink by both the developers and the local authority to make sure that the scale of the development is not as such that we have an uncontrollable situation on local roads.
So you're not against the development, you just want it to be thought through more, and personally you're thinking that it's probably not a good idea in the way that it's currently being proposed?
It's not a good idea at all. I think we need to be really careful in proposing any development of this nature. It's a greenbelt site, and that is a protected designation in planning terms, and to take land out of the greenbelt and possibly create something which would be disastrous for the local community is something that we really need to safeguard people against.
So what do you propose happens next?
Well, I think there needs to be a fundamental rethink, and I think the local people need to be listened to here. It's quite obvious that at the moment people have been listened to slightly, but by no means listened to enough, and that's what I want to push for, not just now, but if I'm re-elected in May.
And the ideal outcome would be?
I think the ideal outcome for many people would be that nothing at all happens on the Daw Mill site. I'm not sure whether that's achievable, but certainly the prospect of what's currently proposed isn't acceptable for local people, and therefore it's not acceptable to me.
And what would you say to those people that say that you're just holding up progress, that this is just part of the way that life is in the 21st century, that developments like this can actually benefit communities?
Well, we all need progress, we all need new jobs, but it's got to be proportionate, and when things are disproportionate on a particular area, people have got to be listened to, and at the end of the day, as the local MP, I'm here for local people, I'm here for constituents, and therefore that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to people and conveying their views.
And in terms of the major issue then, you're saying it's about traffic and infrastructure and the effect on the environment?
It is. It's all about traffic, it's all about the infrastructure. At the moment, the infrastructure here, as you can see, is very poor. During peak times, the traffic is horrendous here. There are regular accidents at this junction. There's also major issues just a little bit further up the road in Over Whittaker, in Forlongley and in Coleshill. And as a community here, people are very worried at what the prospects might be should this inappropriate development get the go-ahead.
And if that development does get the go-ahead, would there be a plan to improve these junctions and these roads?
Well, there has been some talk of some minor improvements, but I don't think anybody is convinced that the improvements would be sufficient to deal and cope with the volume of traffic that will be created.